Ajana, and I'm here with Pixie Dust, and my wonderful friend. We're finally
Pixie
making
dust, yeah.
the part two of a video series that we started doing together. The first video is on her channel. This video is going to be posted on my channel. So welcome to all of Pixie's viewers. Thank you for
Mhm.
tuning into my video, and welcome to my channel. Hope you guys stick around. And to all my normal subscribers, go check out Pixie and see out all the videos that she has. We have a lot of similar content. We have different takes on similar subjects. So go check them out. And without further ado, go ahead and say hi, Pixie.
Hey guys, welcome to this video. Welcome to YouTube and the channel, whoever's, I guess, on Arjuna's channel that you're finding this on. So we wanted to do a special video for February, since it's the month of love and, all that. And wanted to talk about our experience with the book Magickal Seduction, or really Magickal Seduction in general, but specifically with this Gallery of Magic book from Damon Grant, that both of us have experience with, using different rituals. And I believe we both had success with our individual rituals. So we are here to talk about those and share them with you guys today. So I when I did this, I believe I did the third ritual, which is creating an aura of attraction. So which one was it that you did again? The first or
So I've
second?
actually done all three. I've done all three,
You've
but
done all
I want
three?
to
Oh,
share
okay.
something specific. I want
Dang.
to
All
share
right. Nice.
ritual number two.
Yeah. Number two. So which one did you have the most results with, or all of them, or just one in particular?
Um, honestly, I had decent results with the general aura one because it kind of falls in line
Mm-hmm.
with the subliminal that I was using before, which basically influences the aura that you have. And I don't think I've ever made a video on that, but basically that subliminal, it does the same thing that the ritual of the aura is directed at, which basically just enhances your general overall attractiveness and makes you more
Mm-hmm.
desirable to people in general. It doesn't necessarily have to deal with seduction. It doesn't necessarily have to deal with romance or relationships in that sense. But I mean, obviously, that's the motive behind it, and that's kind of how the spell was designed. So in that instance, like even if you're using it for something that's not 100% romantically inclined, it does increase your aura of like attractiveness. So even in from like a friend to friend or a business standpoint, it does enhance the aura of attractiveness. And I received those results. However,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that it was a very generalized spell, it's kind of difficult to pinpoint who exactly is reacting and in which way. It's more of like just an overall increase in results in the
Mm-hmm.
period of time that I was doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I had a similar experience because I used that one, and I noticed immediate results. Whether, I mean, I like to believe it was the magic and credit the magic, but I mean, I experienced like a confidence boost almost. I was just, more inclined to start doing things to make myself, maintain this aura of attraction, whether it's working out or eating better. And I even noticed attention from other people, that I hadn't necessarily noticed before, that wasn't there before. Like they were noticing me, and as I was noticing myself, and I was like, okay, I actually see this working. And I gained this like confidence in a way, which was already there, but just needed to be kind of, I don't know, boosted a bit. and and from there, I mean, I've only done this third ritual, and now I'm tempted to do the first and second ones as well, which I probably will. But I mean, after doing this ritual, I got back on like dating websites, and then from there, I met my girlfriend, who I'm currently dating. And so I
Yeah,
don't know. I mean, it was just, maybe it's the timing, but like creating this aura of attraction, and then going a few weeks with it building and with it, intensifying, and then bam, I'd been single for 3 years, and now I'm in a relationship again. So I'm like, I mean, I feel like it definitely had its results, and I've only done it once, but it
yeah,
was it was by far a powerful result, I'd say. So
that's
I'm
incredible.
curious. I'm curious what it would be like with the other two as well.
Mhm. That's
So.
incredible. That's an amazing experience that you had. Like, in my experience, I have done. I forgot which one it is. I don't remember the chronological order of which spell is which. The one that
Mhm.
I did is for a specific named individual, and
Mhm.
so the way that it worked, I had the similar experience as you, being single for many, many years. And it almost got to the point
Mhm.
where like I kind of defeated. I felt defeated when it comes to matters of love. I felt like there is
Mhm.
nobody out there for me. I felt like, you know, it's never gonna happen. Like I was very limited, and I wasn't a victim. I was defeatist. Like that type of mindset. Like never
Mhm.
gonna happen for me. So when I went into the ritual that I did, it like I didn't really have that much confidence in it was going to work, right? And
Mhm.
that's the one area of my life that I've had the most difficulty with in my entire life, right? Like I've done wealth rituals, like we've made videos about that together. We've both done many, many rituals and many, many videos on financial magic, and both of us have had good results with it. And for me, like that's something that I don't ever have to question whether it works or not because I know it works. But when it comes to romance, it's like my subconscious is so defeated in that aspect that I never thought that there was going to be somebody out there for me. So when I went into the ritual for the named individual, there's a very specific person that I had in mind that I was using to attract. And the net result of that is she's actually the love of my life. And I'm with her right now to this day. And it wasn't 100% due to the ritual, but I mean, obviously it has some kind of impact. Because
Mhm.
exactly what happened in the in the entire ritual, I'm sorry, in the entire process leading up to that, basically what I ended up discovering through her is that the feelings had been building the whole time. The feelings that we had for each other were building the whole time, and in the sense that it was always there, right? And we didn't necessarily need the ritual to actually make it happen. But the fact that I
Mhm.
did do the ritual, it really it bridged the gap in the sense that there may have been a chance that it would have taken 6 months, maybe a year before we actually got together before the ritual. Like if I had not done the ritual, so it definitely had its place, right? And
Mhm.
like I was saying, that the feelings were there, but in the ritual itself, it's very specific in what it states that the feelings and the other person will make them known to
Mhm.
me, the ritual caster. And that's
Mhm.
exactly what happened. Is that eventually, like at some point, August 9th, 2019. It was the middle of the night, so it was really August 10th. She called me and she told me how much she liked me, and it was like everything started from there. And that was like 2 weeks after I'd done the ritual. And you know, it's like a ritual that you
Mhm.
keep doing, and it requires some kind of energy. Like I don't want to say uh, it's a little embarrassing because I don't want to say it on video, but you know, the ritual actually calls for very specific types of energy,
And
and
yeah,
that's what it
intimate
was.
energies.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
so it's like all that energy. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but I remember reading somewhere in my life that romantic energy and sexual energy is some of the most powerful energy in the entire universe because that pure
Definitely.
love, it can be transmuted into almost anything, or it can be magnified upon itself. So it's
Mhm.
very powerful energy.
It is. It is. I love that you said that. And I've recently been, seeing in like magic community or the like awakening communities that, people are tapping into that sex energy is creation energy, and it is. I mean, that's how babies are made, and but there's so much power to that because not everyone is making babies together, but and so that energy can kind of transmute into creation energy in another way, like creation of ourselves, like discovering ourselves. And I mean, I know that you are happy in your relationship with this person, and that's amazing, and I'm happy for you. And whether or not it could have come together with the magic, I know that a lot of people freak out, and I myself included. I was nervous when I first got this book because I was like, I feel like this is very powerful, and I don't know if I'm manipulating anyone or or what. I don't want to do that. I want to not perform black magic or dark magic or anything. And essentially, that's not what it is. I mean, that's why I stuck with the third ritual first of all, is because it wasn't. I didn't have a specific person that I had in mind to try and get them to open their emotions or whatever. I just wanted to focus on myself, and it worked. And so I'm kind of curious now, to try maybe the other rituals, and just see what the results may be. But it's also something that's not to be taken lightly. I mean, it's if there are any hesitancies, I think with this magic, then maybe don't do it right away. I don't know how it could backfire, but I'm sure that it could in some sort of manifest in some way. Unfortunately, neither of us have experienced that, but I'm sure maybe somebody out there has. But I do have a question for you. Did you do that first ritual before you guys started actually dating? Or you, I guess you said that she called you a couple weeks later and then told you about her feelings and everything. So,
Yeah, so
or did
basically,
you already have some sort of connection and then do the ritual?
so here's the thing, like we had a very good friendship. Like it was an amazing friendship, and it was definitely building into something that was going to last, and it was going to be something in the long term. However, neither, like I
Mm-hmm.
had expressed my romantic feelings to her, but there were some
Mm-hmm.
hesitancies on her side to make it so that it wasn't the right time for that to happen. So I did the ritual before we got together.
Mm-hmm.
One thing to note, like I want to touch kind of on what you were saying about the like any hesitancies. I am also very careful. There, in that the last thing I want to do is bend somebody's will to something that they didn't want to do. So
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I would consider something that goes against my values. And I don't want to do something in this world that causes somebody to go against what they want or what they believe, because there's got to be
Right.
consequences to that. There has to be some kind of consequence to that, because that's not what God's will is. That's not what the true person's will is for their path. But
Mm-hmm.
the way that magic in general works is it takes the path of least resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is if there's already a connection, if there's already a flow of energy going from one place to another, doing magic is going to expand on that. As long as the connection is going in the same way, the energy is just going to add to the fuel going between those two, and it's going to make the result come faster, come stronger, etc. However,
Mm-hmm.
if this is the path, right, and this is the left to right path, and the energy is trying to come from here and go out this side, it's going to be met with a lot of resistance. You actually
Mm-hmm.
have to go against the flow of current. You have to go against the flow of nature, and it's going to
Mm-hmm.
take a lot longer. It's going to take a lot more energy, and it's possibly even not what the other person had in mind. So I think
Mm-hmm.
the way that this ritual was worded, and especially Gallery of Magic and Damon Brand specifically, I know that a lot of their magic is tried and true and trusted. And
Mm-hmm.
even if there are some types of repercussions from something going wrong, I think it's going to be very limited, because they don't they do it up front. Like in fact, Gallery of Magic is very all about you getting what you want in this life. And they mention many times in many books that this is not there's not going to be the crazy consequences like people have the common misconception, because there's a lot of information out there that says that's what's going to happen. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
information, both religious, spiritual, and all types of information that states that if I do something that's going to break somebody's will, it's like basically calling evil spirits or something. So that energy, I
Right.
mean, information does exist, and that information is something we have to take into consideration. But I think it's also information the Gallery of Magic took into consideration when making these books and describing their rituals. So to make it easily accessible to the common magician like yourself and I.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, I think so because I mean, it is very carefully worded and it's very simple too. I mean, none of these rituals. I mean, I think I had to order like a little block of pyrite and get some red candles. But I mean, I think they are, and not just with this book, but with all their books. You know, they're very careful with how to use it, and they fortunately they even give chapters in. You know, is this magic dangerous? How to use love magic. I really wish that you could throw that snowball at me right now and we could have a snowball fight. But you know, they answer all these questions, and I did a lot of research. I read them. Well, I didn't do a lot of research, but I read you know these books and went on their page and everything just to make sure, like, because when I first got into magic, when I started with the Magickal Catch book, I was not inclined at all to do Magickal Seduction. I was like, that's probably crossing some lines. And then once I got, you know, once I took a few more steps, I was comfortable with crossing the line. And like you said, like neither one of us, I feel like if you had known, maybe there would have been an intuitive feeling, you know, that you and your current girlfriend wouldn't have worked out or something. There's some hesitancy that would have blocked you from doing the ritual specifically for her, you know. I mean, because I've thought about it, all right, I had thought about like, well, who could I use this on? But it's like you said, I don't want to have to bend somebody else's will and force them to like me, whether or not that would even be happening, but or whether or not you can make that happen. I know that there's some magic that tries that, but it flows much more smoothly and um and freely when there's already that level of attraction there, that level of energy. When somebody's already interested, it just like opens the door a little bit wider, rather than trying to like force the door open or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So I might actually try to do the third ritual again just to see, because it says you don't really need to repeat it, but you can if you want. And it's been like several months since I did it. And it's February, so I mean, why not?
Yeah.
But it's I love this book. I mean, it's a fantastic book, and I'm glad that we wanted to openly discuss it, because I think that it's something. Well, magic and sex are both very taboo subjects, anyways, and when they're together, people freak out, myself included.
Yeah.
Originally. And I think it's important to talk about it also, and just let it be known that it's not as terrifying or as evil as people think. It can be, as just
Hmm.
with everything, anything can be good or bad.
Hmm.
But, sex has gotten such a like derogatory term or just air around it lately. And it's not what it is. I mean, none of us would be here without, if it wasn't for sex, realistically. I mean, and it's a natural part of life. And where there is nature, there's also magic.
Hmm.
Um and so when the two are combined, I mean, it can intensify anything, I guess, where there is already energy. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like this flow, this conversation we're having, because I was hesitant a little bit to make a video
Yeah.
about this at first. Not gonna lie, but then I was like, you know what? No, it needs to be talked about. It's not a bad thing to be making a video about, and
Yeah.
it's truth, it's honesty. It's fitting for both of our channels. So.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So interestingly enough, I love exactly everything about what you're saying. The whole
Mhm,
thing about magical relationship, like relationships and magic, is like very touchy when it comes together, because there is that whole environment that of generations of beliefs of that bending somebody's will, and that's obviously something both of us have considered based on what you and I have just said. So,
mhm,
and honestly, like I don't even want to think about what would have happened if I didn't do that ritual, because I'm 100% convinced that that I'm with my life partner, and I'm
mhm,
like 150,000% convinced. So to me, like thinking back and thinking, what if I didn't do that ritual? What if somebody didn't do something? What if one person didn't say something that actually happened? I
mhm,
wouldn't be in this wonderful relationship that I'm in right now, and we have such a good connection. And
mhm,
because we have such a good connection, I mean, it was like that before too. We've always had a good connection. We've always had free flowing, uh, good, positive, uplifting energy between us. It's always been great. So I think the
mhm,
magic, it just basically enhanced that. It didn't really create something that wasn't there before. It
mhm,
influenced something in a way that was going in a certain direction. It's just, it kind of put fuel on the fire, so to
hmm.
speak. So in
Yeah.
the long run, we both have discussed this, like me and myself and her. We're convinced that eventually it was going to happen. It was going
Mm,
to happen sometime or another. But the way that it happened, like the fact that it happened the way it happened, it was
mhm.
unplanned, it was unorthodox, and it was kind of like out of left field. But both of us welcomed it with open arms, and it was.
Uh-oh, your mic just stopped. There you go. There we
Sorry,
go.
a phone call coming in. So to
It's
this
okay.
day, it's something that's really beautiful, and both her and I are actually up in Colorado, as you can see behind me. I am outside in the snow because it snowed like crazy, and we had the opportunity to be together. We drove here, and we get to spend this whole week together in a place that my sister's graciously letting us stay here for the week, and getting to spend time with each other for the Valentine's week, so to speak. So
That's
all in
amazing.
all,
Yeah.
yeah, all in all, like this ritual wasn't the fundamental reason that we're together, but it definitely helped, and
Mhm.
it has to be talked about. And you said it's something that should be freely talked about, and I'm glad, because people like you and I, like Pixie, you and I, we are magicians. We're not the greatest ritualistic magicians. We don't come from a long line of traditional magic, witchcraft,
Mhm.
or whatever. We're just two people, normal day-to-day people that happen to find the gallery of magic, start using these magic, and are now exploring other types of magic and are getting good results in life. So it's
Mm-hmm.
something that any common person who could pick up a book, who can go to Amazon and grab this book, Magickal Seduction, or even any of the other books that they have, or anything out there in general, not just on Magick. It
Mm-hmm.
it's like anybody can pick it up and start doing magic and have results.
Exactly. Exactly. And the books are like $10, $11 maybe. One thing I wanted to say really quick to wrap up is it's just interesting because, you know, you've done all the rituals, and you believe you're with your life partner. I'm still in early phases of my relationship, and I wasn't really looking for a life partner or anything. I wasn't really even looking for a relationship when I did this ritual, but I do believe that doing it put me in the mindset, put me back, you know, I basically manifested this entire relationship, I believe, because I got back into the energy of, okay, I'm single and I'm looking. And, you know, I want to be somebody that's made available for somebody else. And so I, you know, put myself back out there and put myself in a position where the energy that I'm seeking can be received by me and attracted to me. And I had gone so long, like, of just stagnancy, of just nothing, of which I needed. I think I needed at the time, you know, to learn about myself and to get over all the relationships and all that. But I think that it really helped to, like, it just boost the intent that I had of putting myself back out there, you know, and helping myself feel more confident and more comfortable in my own sexuality, after having gone so long of not being with anyone. Which I think maybe I could have done that on my own, but I really think that the third ritual specifically helped me. And, you know, now I'm in a fantastic relationship with it. And because, not because of it necessarily, but I definitely believe it had an influence. So, but, you know, that's not to say that, you know, I did the ritual for myself to focus on my own intent rather than, like we talked about, you know, naming a named individual and saying, I want to make this work. You know, it kind of flowed a little differently. But I like that we both had kind of different results, you know, but we both kind of got what we wanted. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So I think that's really cool. And I'm so happy you guys are up in Colorado right now and getting to spend that time together. It looks so beautiful. I really wish that I was there and
Yeah,
not in my room.
it's
But
so beautiful.
oh gosh, and there's a dog. Yeah.
He's just like, I'm in the snow right now. He's having the time of his life.
Yeah. Aw.
All right,
So,
well,
well, I
that's it
hope that
from
you
me.
guys have fun on the rest of your trip here, and I'm so glad that we could do this video together. Was there
Yeah,
anything else that
yeah,
you
it was
wanted
intense.
to, like, go over or discuss about it? Or no?
No, just that. Do the ritual. Don't feel hesitant about it. And if you do, get to a point where you do feel comfortable about it. If you're watching this video,
Mm-hmm.
or don't. It's like it's up to you. And I'm sure you've stumbled onto this video somehow because you either follow me or Pixie, or you searched Magickal Seduction and you want some information or guidance on it. So I hope you guys got what you wanted. And other than that, I'll let you close it out, Pixie.
All right. Well, this was really fun. I'm really glad. I love doing these videos with you. So until next time, I hope that people enjoy this Magickal Seduction update the day before Valentine's Day. So to all those single and attached, happy Valentine's Day. You know, love anyone, love yourself. I mean, whatever. So, or get this book and try the book out for Valentine's Day. There you go. Support the
Yeah.
Gallery of Magic authors. All right.
Yeah.
So have fun in Colorado, Arjuna, and I will
All right.
talk to you guys later. It was a
Okay.
pleasure.
See you. Always a
So,
pleasure. Take care. Have
bye
fun.
bye.
Bye.